Hello everybody and welcome back yet again to another daily update video. My name is CryptoStash and I hope you're having an amazing week. Currently it is Thursday and let's get right into the charts since Bitcoin is pumping right now, approaching our value area low right here of this previous range that we broke down out of. So we need to see price actually manage to reclaim this value area low, and then our next target would be that value area high, which is basically 120k, which is my target for this move of the upside. Also, if we go on a higher time frame, you can see after this bounce right here, basically of the previous all-time high, Bitcoin is looking pretty nice. The RSI momentum indicator got oversold right here, hit that 20 line perfectly, and since then we have pushed of around 4% to the upside, so still a lot of room to go. Ethereum also pumping very hard after bouncing from that first weekly pivot support. You can see right here on the daily we are almost back at 3900. We pumped 14%, you can see, for Ethereum, so it is basically looking really good right now. The only thing that concerns me is basically another rejection from that 4-year resistance, basically the one that we got right here. You can see this is basically a swing failure pattern, and so if we get the same thing retest and then a massive rejection, we might potentially see a bigger retracement like the one we got here. If the swing fail confirms, basically we only have like almost 3% until we get there, but as of right now things are looking pretty nice. Stock market was pumping today, but right now is having a little bit of a correction. You can see basically on the daily still looks pretty bullish, almost back at the all-time high today, but as of right now we are rejecting from this basically this high right here. If we don't count the week, we are rejecting from the top of the candle right here, so it is possible that the stock market needs some time to cool off basically. But as you know, the RSI is still looking pretty nice, so I am expecting maybe some kind of a smaller correction, basically test of that first weekly pivot resistance and flip it as support, and then we see the stock market start pushing to the upside again. SUI is doing really well. Yesterday I've told you yesterday that we need SUI to also get back above that weekly pivot right here basically, and right now SUI is hitting that value area low and also that weekly pivot, you can see basically. So if it manages to close above, then back at $4 we go for SUI. Basically it's that value area high right here of this small range that we broke out of, and on the bigger picture you can see this is basically the whole range that we have been trading in right now, and we are currently perfectly bouncing from that POC basically where most of the volume sits. Price finds support, as you can see, basically buyer starts stepping in right here after perfectly rejecting from that value area high. You can see it right here. Basically Solana also starting to move up a little bit. It did not quite bounce from this POC level, but we may not even retest that level basically. If the next week continues to be bullish, we might see a retest of that value area high basically, which would take us of around $181 for Solana. XRP also starting to push basically. I think we are above the weekly pivot. Exactly, we are above the weekly pivot. You can see it right here. Basically price manages to bounce from its weekly pivot of XRP. You can see it right here. $2.98 was basically that support, and we managed to push above it right now. Price still struggling a bit, but let me tell you why. This is because of the Bitcoin dominance, and the Bitcoin dominance actually is right now fighting basically in this sideways consolidation right here. But remember what I told you yesterday when we were basically at that weekly pivot. I told you that I don't want to see the Bitcoin dominance break out of this weekly pivot. I want to see that Bitcoin dominance reject from that weekly pivot, and as you can see, this is exactly what happened. Price perfectly rejected from that weekly pivot and is currently dropping down a couple of percentages. Basically, this is what we want to see for that Bitcoin dominance, for the altcoins to start running. Not only it, since right now Ethereum has been the best play right here, and also Sui. When Sui pumps, it pumps also a lot. You can see we got 13% of a pump. For Ethereum we also got around 14%, so still things are looking pretty nice. For Hype still has yet to reclaim that weekly pivot. You can see it is right now pushing into that weekly pivot. We want to see a breakout of this weekly pivot in order for Hype to reclaim that $40 range basically, and my next target would be sitting at $43 for Hype. That would take us almost 11% of a pump basically to the upside, and this is what I'm expecting for Hype. Now if we look at the liquidation heat map, Bitcoin took out some of the liquidity that's sitting at 116k, and basically at 117, 180 we don't have much liquidity. So what this means, if price starts pushing up here, it will get sucked up very fast to the upside, basically to where the lots of liquidity is sitting. Basically that would take us back at 120k, which is also my target for this week and potentially during the weekend, since during the weekend we might see some manipulation happening. As you know, it happens during the weekend. And also some other good news is that we broke that 4 days red streak basically for the Bitcoin ETFs. You can see today we got a nice green bullish day for the Bitcoin ETFs. Basically we got an inflow of around 90.1 million. You can see right here 91.6 million basically of Bitcoin. And also the Fear and Greed index starts pushing back into that greed zone. We are still in that neutral, but we are closer to the greed than we were yesterday. And also for a second day in a row we do have more longs opened on the major exchanges than short, so we do have some more strong buying pressure coming into the markets. So I am expecting this week to be bullish. As I have told you on Monday, I did post that on my X that I am feeling bullish about this week. So make sure to follow me on X and make sure to trade on CaseX for basically 0 spot fees and 0 maker and 0.01 taker on futures. If you want to trade there, you can sign up using my link. It will be in the description of the video, and you can also find it on my X profile, and also you can use the code that's also right here for you to sign up. So this will be my outlook for the markets for today, guys. I hope you liked the video, subscribe for the channel, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.